barriers to implementing really high-quality mentored undergraduate research can include both curricular barriers and resource barriers. Often our curriculum are very structured, and they are structured around the assumption that students bring prior knowledge to their courses, and that as faculty we can tap that prior knowledge and just assume that it's there. We don't have to stop and think about what students might need to refresh or what they might need more practice with. So that's one of the challenges, is realizing that on one hand, students may not actually bring the prior knowledge that we're expecting, or on the other hand, even if they do, we may not recognize it when they try to apply it, or they even bring other prior knowledge that we weren't anticipating, and we're not very good at realizing that they are trying to use it in our context. So one of our challenges as faculty is thinking about how do we invite students to tell us what prior experience they bring, and help them think about how it might be relevant to their research experience.
Faculty in the humanities especially are often not familiar with some of the more common research methods that we see around an entire university. Okay? I've been working with my students on empirical research because it's a way we can all come together in the disparate fields of English. So faculty may put up roadblocks for themselves when they are looking at research methods. For instance, I just talked to someone who said, I don't know how to do human subject research. I don't know, I've never done an IRB proposal, so I would not be good at that, okay? Well, I happen to know that our IRB staff on my campus, they're willing to come and talk to the class. They're willing to come and lead students through those exercises.
The second barrier is really a resource barrier. And that's twofold. We have faculty who don't have a lot of time to commit to mentored undergraduate research, and we know it's a time-intensive practice. So we have to think about strategies that faculty can use that make it not necessarily less time-intensive, but more effective in that use of time. And so the authors of the collection share some great strategies for things like co-mentoring, where one mentor doesn't have to be responsible for everything a student needs to know and learn about a research topic, but a faculty member needs to be willing to partner with someone else who brings different types of knowledge. Another concept that helps with that time factor is peer mentoring or near peer mentoring, or developing a research community, trusting our students to mentor each other and helping them develop mentoring strategies that they can use with their peers and their near peers. So the students who are maybe a year behind them in the institution, or who have started the research project a semester later.
How do I possibly get a whole department or program on board? And if that's not possible, is it something I can do kind of individually or with my my small community of practice within my program or whatever? And you need some guides, there's some lampposts along the way, right? It seems like that's a very common dilemma. I see the need, I don't know what's next.
The other resource is a financial resource. Undergraduate research can be expensive. Our students need supplies to be able to experiment in the lab or to visit communities that they are using ethnographic research methods to really learn from the community, or to visit archives so they can do archival research. And we don't always have robust research budgets for our students to pursue those types of experiences. But then on the other end, once they've actually conducted that research, we want them to have experiences going public with what they've learned. And one of the most robust ways of doing that is inviting students to attend our professional conferences. But that, again, requires the institution investing in a presentation budget or a conference travel budget that will help students actually get to the conference location and attend it in meaningful ways.